All right, eighth grade, chapter 4, lesson 4.1. Okay, here's our success criteria. Just wanted to give you a quick little lecture on this in case we are, you're out of class on this rotation. All right, so we did this in class. We looked at students will determine how race, gender, and religion affected the rights and abilities to gain wealth by identifying voting rights, wealth distribution, and the role of women in the colonies. That's what we're looking at. And we're going to put it all on this. Okay. You'll see that there is voting rights, distribution of wealth, and women's rights. And there are three things down here. You should be able to type directly onto the document in Schoology, in the Schoology assignment, or write directly on it. All right. Let's get into it. All right. Let's go up here to the top. Let's talk about voting rights. Okay. And right there in paragraph 2, okay, I like to use the control F feature and type in what I'm looking for, voting. And that's on the wrong slide. Let's put it over here. Let's put it over here. Control F. There we go. I type in voting and boom, it shows up right there. All right. And so that helps me to go directly to the paragraph that I need to read. And you'll notice here that there in this paragraph, it talks, specifically about white men. Okay. So you have two boxes there. You should be telling me who could vote and why, and who couldn't vote and why. Okay. So it tells you here, just read through here um, and highlight and put your answers into the thinking map. Okay. And as you can see here, land owning men, not all white men, but these are men who own land could vote. All right. Okay. And it tells you the reason why, because they own land. Now you go through and find who could not vote and who was barred from voting. All right. Next one, the distribution of wealth. Okay. That should be in paragraph number 3. Paragraph number 3. And I looked up the word distribution in how many syllables. Okay. And just clap it out. Distribution. Distribution. Okay. It has 4 syllables. And it means, let's go here. Wow, a lot of ads. Sorry about that. There we okay. Oh, it's covering everything up. That's weird. Let's get rid of that. Maybe I can do that. And nope, it's still doing it. Nevertheless, okay, 4 syllables. Distribution means to spread out, okay, or share. And there's synonyms down here. Let me take this off. It's a bad idea. Okay. So we want to know how wealth was distributed. And it says here in paragraph 3 that it was mostly in the cities. Mostly in the cities. All right. And there were some parts of the city, like it says, this is especially visible in the cities. Okay. But then it also talks about the less fortunate city dwellers. All right. Why wasn't it able to spread among those city dwellers? Okay. You will start here, read through there, and you should see 2 reasons at least. 2 reasons why wealth was not shared with the less fortunate in the cities. Okay. And then finally, down at the bottom, you have of your thinking map, you have women's rights. And so we're going to go down. All right. And it talks about the role of women in rural areas, the role of women in cities. But then when you get to the very last paragraph, it talks about women's rights. And there are 3 boxes on the thinking map that you have to fill in. Let me bring that back over. Okay. There are three here. Does it let me type on this one? No. There are three. One, two, three. So we'll be looking for three details regarding women's rights. So let me go back over here. And it says here in green, they couldn't vote. If they married, they lost their right to manage their property. So at some point, they did have the right to manage property. But if they married, that right went to their husbands. Okay. And they also could not earn a living once they married. You can put that down. Third and finally, it says many women relied on the church for their social life. Social life. All right. And it goes on to talk about how, spirituality was important to was an important aspect of colonial life um, for men and women. Okay. So that is just a quick lecture on the assignment. Okay. We should see three things for women's rights, two things for voting rights, and just two things for distribution of wealth.